Muscular therapy. As somebody who's suffered from insane migraines for 3 years, here are all the steps I take when I feel one coming on. So, because I had such horrific migraines for 3 years, I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to getting them again. And I am on day 3 of I think it's called the prodromal stage. That could be wrong. But basically the precursor to the you're about to get this. And to me, this is the sensation of tightness in the chest, lights kind of bother me. It almost kind of feels like I'm underwater. And I noticed that vibrations make me incredibly nauseous. So that's kind of my signal where it's like something is wrong. Because my previous migraines, nothing worked. Toradol didn't work, Nurtec didn't work, Excedrin didn't work, IV drips didn't work, nothing would break them. I kind of created a strategy to help myself navigate having said migraine just to make the entire process easier. So one of the first things that I do is I run anything that is an electronic that requires a sound. I do it before I'm about to go to bed. So I'm currently running my dishwasher, I'm running my laundry machine. I anything that beeps, makes a vibration, makes a sound, I run it while I'm still awake. The reason being is that I am hypersensitive to sound and vibration. And so when I'm about to go into that deep migraine sleep, the last thing that I want to feel is the shaking. I typically leave the house during this, but for the purposes of this video, this is where we're at. Number 2, I have the migraine cap in my refrigerator. Number 3, I preset my coffee. I've already had 2 cups today to help kind of ward this off, but I preset it so that way there is nothing that I need to do tomorrow morning except waddle out of bed, chug a cup of coffee, put my eye mask back on, and go to sleep. 4th thing that I do, earplugs. I have a random phone set from CVS that I've had for years. I sleep with them in, I sleep with an eye mask on. The other thing that I do, which is very interesting, or maybe other people do this, is I take first off, very, very hot shower, followed by ice cold to get my hair cold. The reason being is that the chillness of my hair before I'm about to go to sleep just kind of eases the tension around my eyes. And the hot shower is really good for your feet for drawing out that heat if you have a bathtub to stand in or a bucket to stand in. The final thing that I do is I actually stockpile food and I leave it by my nightstand. The reason being is the act of getting up and down when I have a migraine is really, really disorienting for me. For anybody who suffers from vertigo or from dizziness, you know what I'm talking about. Just the act of getting out of bed and going to brush your teeth in the morning is a struggle. So the idea of needing to feed myself and get it together enough to be standing and elevated for that long is not in the cards for me. So what I actually do is I prep all of my food, I leave it in the refrigerator in one thing, and then I bring it to bed the next morning. Some stuff that is packaged, like a granola bar or anything that I just could eat easily, or walnuts or something, I will leave by my bed in a container. But I preset my food to know this is one less thing that you have to think about. I leave sunglasses by my bed. I remove all things that have noise from my room. So I turn my phone on silent. I get rid of my alarm clock. I move anything that could possibly have a hum or a vibration away from me. And then the final thing that I do, which is one of the weirder things, but it just tends to work for me, I actually take a bath towel and I wrap it around my head. So after I have my eye mask on and after I have my earplugs in, I take a bath towel and I do it here. And the reason being is that I need to isolate down so my body has a chance to heal. And dulling out any of those sensations is really critical for me. This is not the same for everybody, but I kind of go into the this is what we're doing and we're here for 6 hours, 8 hours type of vibe. I'm not gonna lie, I'm incredibly nervous about this one. It does not feel good at all. I anticipate that this will be a very bad one, and my anxiety about having a really bad migraine is already making it worse. However, this is why we have strategies. This is why we learn how to do things, and a lot of the things that I have learned how to do were born out of the necessity that no medication ever worked. And so I had to figure out ways to get my body out of this state, and this works for me, so hopefully it works for you.